Well,
I might need some help here.
okay, all right.
Although, actually, I think like right before we started, Dan delivered my salvation.
I got a story.
I didn't even
on my
have
phone.
to ask.
Well,
He just started reading off a police blotter or something.
police blotter TMZ reports.
Great. This is a
that's
great way
accurate.
to...
That's
yep,
accurate.
Yep,
Yeah,
yep,
okay.
The podcast has begun. You're doing my job for me. Let's just...
Got a headline: DMX accused in gas station cash grab. I guess a 21-year-old guy in Newark, New Jersey, at an Exxon station early Sunday morning said he ran into DMX and had a brief convo with X, which is how the article refers to him, about rap
If
music.
they're going to call him X, then they should just refer to Newark as Brick City.
Right, naturally. But a member of X's entourage flashed a gun while the 21-year-old was talking rap music with DMX and demanded the guy's money. The guy had $3,200 in cash on him, which he claims X grabbed before getting back into his car and speeding away.
It's a lot of money to just be walking around with.
Okay, all right. When you first started talking about this, you made it. I
This
thought
is
that
very-
maybe DMX had robbed a gas station.
Yeah, this is very different than what I was promised.
Which that sounds like something
Let me
that
see
I'd be
the
like,
tweet.
well, maybe, I don't know, probably not. Well, it's DMX has had legal trouble, certainly. But this sounds like someone trying to get money from DMX.
Well, here is the tweet that I read before I read the article. It's DMX accused in gas station robbery.
Yeah.
So I read that tweet, which I understand why you would think he actually robbed a gas station.
Yeah.
We're
Gas stations hate this one
Yes.
gas hack.
we're learning an important lesson here about doing your due diligence before you bring news stories to the podcast.
I was reading the tweet verbatim. That was not my report. I was reading TMZ's tweet out loud.
Also, are you going to trust 21-year-old, or are you going to trust
No,
noted hip-hop artist DMX?
I'd go with DMX 10 times out of 10.
Is the picture they used
X times
for this?
that X.
And the picture they use is him trying on a hat.
Okay. Not him as a Goomba.
No.
That's probably what he looks like now.
And again, just to clarify, it was the 21-year-old carrying the $3,200 in cash, correct?
Yes, he was leaving an ATM, it sounds like.
Okay.
And then
Going to buy
Okay,
some
hang on.
Super Bowl
I don't
tickets?
know. I don't know any ATMs that would let me withdraw that much money.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
I feel like my daily limit is like $400
Yeah.
or something.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
tried to pull 300 out the other day, and it said I couldn't go over 200.
Yeah.
So this might be a fishy story. I might side with DMX here.
I
Once
feel like
get
somebody's just trying to besmirch DMX's good name.
That's what I want to believe. For
Have,
sure.
have faith in your heroes.
Yeah, like I'm looking over DMX's legal history right now, and granted, it's lengthy. But it's a lot of driving without a license, driving under the influence while driving without a
and
license,
these straight up robberies.
possession of marijuana.
I think the real question, though, is when did all this stuff take place? Is this all before he became famous, or is this in recent times?
This is recent.
Okay.
2013. I'll just read you 2013.
Okay.
According to Wikipedia here. February 13th, 2013, arrested in Spartanburg, South Carolina for driving without a license.
I've been there.
July 26, 2013, Greenville County, South Carolina.
Been there.
Charged with driving under the influence of alcohol as well as driving without a license.
What is he doing in South Carolina?
August 20th, 2013, Greer, South Carolina. Traffic stop. A car he was a passenger in made an improper U-turn. He was arrested due to outstanding warrant for driving under suspension. 4 packages of marijuana were also found in the vehicle.
Is outstanding.
And he, along with the driver, were cited for them. Arrested November 4th, 2013 by the Greenville Spartanburg International Airport police near Greer, South Carolina. After
a nice
police,
airport.
who were familiar with his prior arrests, noticed DMX behind the wheel of a vehicle at the terminal. He was booked on charges of driving under suspension, having an uninsured vehicle, and not having a licensed vehicle. He was subsequently released after spending 3 hours in jail. That's just 2013. I can take it back into the past.
This is extra weirding me out because a lot of what you just ran down took place about 45 minutes from where I grew up.
Yeah.
So
you've done all this.
I mean, yeah, basically.
DMX is following in your footsteps.
We are both from the streets, clearly.
Yeah.
I want to say he got in big trouble for impersonating a FBI agent in a parking lot. There's some crazy thing. I want to say this was like maybe mid 2000s. You seeing that?
June 2004 at JFK. He was arrested on charges of cocaine possession, criminal impersonation, criminal possession of a weapon, criminal mischief, menacing, and driving under the influence of drugs or alcohol while claiming to be a federal agent and attempting to carjack a vehicle.
Wow.
That's a lot of counts.
Criminal mischief and what was the one after that? Menacing?
Menacing.
That's something that should be on the ESRB logo.
That's like mayhem. Like if you get charged with mayhem, you done something right.
DMX getting charged with cartoon violence.
Yeah. He was given a conditional discharge on December 8th, 2004, but pled guilty on October 25th, 2005 for violating parole.
Rated D.
I always feel like the split falls at the time that the person became famous. You know,
Like they get less
lots of
crazy,
less
or?
criminal. Like lots of people, lots of famous people, lots of big celebrity actors and musicians have.
Look at Justin Bieber. He started getting in trouble once he got super.
Well, that's what I'm
famous.
saying. Like, you know,
Now he's got to get hard. DMX was already hard.
yeah,
So now he has to stay hard?
but he's continuing to be, is what I'm saying.
Yeah. Maybe he believes he has to uphold his reputation.
Like, you know, plenty of famous people realize that they got it good and kind of
I'll bet it was because
do
of
away
that,
with their life of crime.
That roller coaster video.
That's a great video.
That is a great video. I think that, that there's definitely some, like, that would be the common sense approach. I think hip hop sometimes works against the grain and some of that stuff. Bobby Shmurda, for example.
Who?
Did
Did he play for the Orioles?
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he was their closing pitcher. I think he might still be in jail. I'm not sure if he's out yet, but he was on jail on gang conspiracy and gun charges. You find a lot of gun charges. And so you'll find, like, rappers with an entourage will have a guy. It's like, okay, dude, we're friends from way back. It is now your job to hold the weed and go down for that charge if we get pulled over. If the tour bus gets stopped, this is all yours. I am paying you for this. You will go to jail for it. Like, this is
Code of silence.
like that seems like that's kind of like there's one guy that's the designated weed carrier in the posse.
Sure.
Wow.
Is that explicitly stated?
No.
Oh no, it's just kind of assumed that hey, if the cops come.
Well, no. I mean, I probably yes, but not in. You're not going to find a contract that says
Right. But I mean, like the
employment
guys
contract.
know what they're doing.
You're
right?
holding the
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's the. Yeah, it's like, okay, I've got to stay out here and get this money and be on this tour and all this other stuff. So, as part of the crew here, everyone plays a role.
And it's in the crew's best interest that the star keeps making money.
Exactly.
So yeah, I guess that makes sense.
I love that. I love the Willie Nelson. Since we're talking about famous rappers,
Sure, yeah.
has no time for such a system. He just goes down.
Oh, yeah.
Like I read an article in Rolling Stone a little while back about him, and like how many times he's been to jail for weed possession.
He smoked weed on top of the White
And
House.
Yes, he talked about that story. In fact, but like just like would get out of the stir and and blaze a joint on the way home in the car. Just does not give a fuck.
Well, it's,
Also, he's in his 80s now.
yeah, right.
And still doing that.
I feel like he's been in his 80s for like 3 decades.
That's fair. That is fair.
Yeah.
But in this case, it sounds like it was not DMX perpetrating the robbery allegedly.
Hey,
It
I
was
mean,
his
we're making a lot of
entourage.
guesses and assumptions here.
Well,
so,
they say the entourage pulled the gun, but the way the article states it is that X actually grabbed the cash and jumped in the car. That's what the article states.
okay, all right.
So I don't want to besmirch the good name of
Don't
TMZ.
show $3,200 to DMX. you
He
just
won't
asked.
be able to help
I could have
himself.
told you that up front. Don't. I mean, like that's at some point. I will be curious to see how this ends up. How it's going down on this one, but that
Yeah. If he's really got money troubles, he should approach both us and Nintendo. Maybe we could work out some kind of 3-way split on this DMX Goomba business.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
I think that's got plenty of franchise potential.
it's got legs
Yep. Merchandise.
directly under his head.
I mean,
Sure. Oh, boy.